Welcome to Inside ArtScroll, where the books that we read and the people that write them come to life. It's a pleasure to welcome to ArtScroll Studios for the very first time, Elad Danino. Shalom Aleichem.
Aleichem Shalom, Rabbi. I feel like I'm meeting my celebrity because I've seen you and watched you so many times, giving beautiful Dvar Torahs all over the place.
Yashakach, thanks for the kind words. And we're here today about something super exciting, something transformational, and that is the brand new ArtScroll Shnayim Mikra ve'echa Targum. Parashah is out, Chumash is coming out now, and it's a game changer. I've heard from so many people. So if my understanding is that none of this would have happened without you. So we're here to talk a little bit to understand who you are and get a better understanding of what the project is and what brought you to this point where we have this gorgeous finished product over here. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Where did you grow up and how did you get to Shnayim Yomi, which we'll talk to soon, and just this whole idea of Shnayim Mikra?
So first of all, thank you for having me.
Sure.
Pleasure. This really, to give you a little bit of background by myself, I grew up in Brooklyn, went to yeshivas, went to Torah Semes, or they call it Kamenetz, went to TAB for high school, TJ. I had Rabbi Hanan in Greenwald, who just actually, he was my Rosh Yeshiva in TJ.
And we just interviewed him.
Yeah, so it's not for nothing.
Okay.
He's my Rosh Yeshiva, and live in Brooklyn, very involved in the community, go to many shuls, to be, to spread the awareness of Shnayim Mikra and Shnayim Yomi. And it's a passion that I really grew over the last, I would say, 5 years.
How did you start? Like, you have this massive, first of all, why don't you explain to us what Shnayim Yomi is, and then we'll get to the actual Chumash itself.
Sure. So, January 1st, 2020, I'm on the way to the Siyum Shas Daf Yomi. And I was going with a few friends. We were going from Kings Highway in Brooklyn to the Barclays Center. We're on the subway, and I actually didn't have this Chumash yet, it didn't come out yet, but I had my stone Chumash on me. And on the way to the Barclays Center, I pull it out, start learning Chumash, doing Shnayim Mikra, and a guy comes over to me. I was with a few friends. A guy comes over to me on the train, and he tells me, "Hey, what are you learning?" He introduces himself, and till today I don't remember who this guy is, and I'm trying to find out. So if anybody remembers, please come over to me. He tells me, "You're learning the wrong topic." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Don't you see everyone on the train is learning Daf Yomi? He's catching up on the Daf, they're catching up on this." I said, one day I'll get there. I don't do Daf Yomi, unfortunately, but I have to do Shnayim Mikra. I do Shnayim Mikra today. So then he looked at me, okay. So I turned back at him after like 10 seconds, and I was just like, "I just have a question. You're making a Siyum Shas today?" He said, "Yes." I said, "Do you do Shnayim Mikra?" And he said, I don't have time. And
something clicked.
Hashem just put something in my head, in my heart, and I ran with it.
Which on some level is counterintuitive. Shnayim Mikra is halach and shulchan aruch. Daf Yomi is not. Learning Torah, of course, that's the basics, but that's so interesting. A guy who's finishing Shas but doesn't do Shnayim Mikra. And then, what was that idea?
So, I'll tell you, for the last couple of weeks, I think I realized that I'm not sure if it's the Shnayim Mikra that's pushing me, or if it's just me feeling bad for Hashem, where I think it's a mix of both. I know the importance. I mean, everybody knows that it's important. Nobody could deny that. And I've been hearing my whole life from Rabbanim and all my Rebbes that it's a Chiyuv, it's a Gemara, it's Shulchan Aruch, it's a Rambam. There's no questions about it. But it's really, I feel like it was something that touched me, that like I kind of felt like my father is like not being taken care of, like they're not taking it seriously enough. And when you feel like someone is not giving your father the right respect, you take it personally, and that's what I did.
So what happens? You get off the subway on your way back from the Barclays Center, and then what's your next step?
All right, so then I realized the entire time at the Siyum Shas, I was very happy to be there. It was very nice. But I'm not going to lie, the entire time I was cooking in my brain, what are we going to do about this that we can, comparable to what they're doing at the Siyum Shas. So I started thinking, I said, okay, we need to make a group effort. It has to be siyumim, it has to be, social gatherings. I have to break it down to daily. It's too hard. Most guys, I know there's a shita to do it on Friday, Erev Shabbos. Most guys can't do it. Most guys need to break this down. So we're going to make it as easy as possible, short as possible. I need to make it exciting. So I bring a different rabbi every single week, and to give a little introduction to each day's aliyah, 2 minutes, one idea, one topic, something that you could take along with you that day. And I cooked it all together. It took me time. And that following parashah cycle, which was about 8 months later, Baruch Hashem, I launched, made about 50 guys, some of my best friends, they all joined. And from there it's history.
What are the numbers now? I mean, it's impossible for you to know, but like, do you have an idea of how many people?
So I'm not a big numbers guy. I don't like numbers so much because I feel like every pasuk that's being, I'm really all about every pasuk is one step closer to Hashem being happy. But if I have to give you a more or less between all our platforms, I mean, I'd say between 7,000 to 10,000 guys that are doing this on a daily basis.
I just think something fascinating. Rabbi Shapiro was the one that thought of the Daf Yomi, but on some level, Shnayim Yomi is also Rabbi Shapiro. Because had you not been on the way to the Daf Yomi Siyum, you would never have come across this.
For sure.
That's crazy. So there's Daf Yomi and Shnayim Yomi.
That's amazing.
So what happens? Do you have a platform? People sign up? How does it work?
Yeah, so it started with a WhatsApp chat, and slowly we had a website. We added a website where we put up the daily video and the PDFs of that day's Shnayim Mikra. We have a dial-in system. We're on podcasts. We're on Torah Anytime. I mean, wherever we can get on, that's just that's what I believe in.
So anyone that signs up, they get a short video about that day's aliyah. They get the actual PDF so they could do Shnayim Mikra, and they're good to go.
Yeah, and there's actually a rabbi that's sitting here that did a great job last Shemos, guys. Check it out.
Thank you for the schus. Do you have any rabbis that you repeated, or you're going strong?
I try not to. I do get requests to bring certain rabbis back, and it's really hard for me to say no, because everyone has celebrities in life. Everyone has certain things, whether it's fashion or money or
sports.
For me, it's very simple. It's rabbis. When I see a rabbi, it's like it made my day. Especially when I see a rabbi who learned Torah from, and I'm able to meet him in person. It's like a dream come true. I believe and the guys know that. I think the guys on Shnayim Yomi feel that, and they really feel that, me bringing in a different rabbi every week, I just show them how much I care to connect the guys on Shnayim Yomi with all these amazing rabbis all over the place, to connect them and bring it to life.
How many weeks of content do you already have?
Over the last 5 years.
So it's 5 years worth, every
Yes.
week?
Yeah, every week.
It's incredible. It's like 250 different people that you had to find to record an aliyah and an introduction.
Pretty much.
That's amazing. Has this taken over your life?
Yes.
Is that a good thing?
I love it.
Okay, great. Beautiful. Okay, can we talk a little bit more practically? So you have thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of people perhaps that are doing Shnayim Mikra. Are people doing Rashi? Are they doing Targum? What do you think most people are doing?
I don't know. I'm constantly trying to get my finger on it, my touch on what's going on. I feel like most people that I meet are beginning.
Mm-hmm.
That's just clearly it's been neglected. Mm-hmm. And whether it's a guy that was learning for an hour or two a day, whether it's whoever it is, it's been neglected. So I always push for this most simple way to do it as possible. And just to get your feet wet and then start. And from there, it's endless. You can do Rashi, you can do... I found out later, Rabbi Chaim Kanievsky did like 20 mefarshim every year on Shnayim Mikra. So it doesn't end. Even Rabbi Chaim Kanievsky, it took, not even... We could just dream that one day we can get to a little bit of where he got to, but you got to start somewhere. And I think this Chumash is so simple and clear. Do a pasuk twice. You could do the Targum in Aramaic. You could do it in English, which is based on the Aramaic of Onkelos, or you could do Rashi. It's so simple.
And ArtScroll was the natural partner, because if you need a really good translation of Targum, ArtScroll actually has the Onkelos. They have the elucidated Rashi, they have the regular Rashi, they know how to typeset and set everything up. That was the natural partner.
Yes, absolutely.
How's that journey been with ArtScroll?
Unbelievable. Unreal. Can I tell you how this Chumash started? Is that where you want it?
That's where I'm going.
Let's go.
Great. There's a soft, slow pitch right over home plate.
Okay, I'm going to try to knock this out. So, Parshas Vayera, 2021, I went to Landers College in Queens. I went to record the Mashgiach over there. His name is Rabbi Moshe Bamberger.
Sure.
Okay, Rabbi Moshe Bamberger is one of my best friends, Rebbeim. my good friend from Chicago, Jake Wilner, calls me up. He says, Elad, you must get my Rebbe on. I said, okay, done. We set it up. In middle of Revi'i, in middle of my recording of him, he stops me. I pause, and I said, is everything okay? He said, I don't want to forget this. I just want to tell you, you should come out with the Chumash. And I said, okay. He's like, we'll talk about it later, but you should come out with the Chumash. All right, I said, no problem. I brought it back. Started playing again. At the end, we sat down and we kind of just brainstormed a little bit. It was no question that we're going to go with ArtScroll. It was no question. Question was, how much do I need to push if I need to push? So Baruch Hashem, from Rabbi Bamberger's idea, I took it. I didn't sleep with it. I really took it. I went straight to Rav Gedalia Zlotowitz. I said, Rabbi, I'm pitching you this idea. And I think I caught him off guard a little bit. He's like, oh, Shnayim Mikra. And then I think it settled in. And he's like, whoa, we're doing this. And since then, this is about 2 years plus in the making. We've been cooking it how to do it right. And I saw just every single part of, should we do it this way or that way, every thought. And I loved having a partner because I did the same thing for Shnayim Yomi. And I loved seeing someone like Rav Gedalia being so careful about this. And it was natural.
You bring up a great point because like a guy walks into this farm store, he walks into the Judaica store, picks up the sefer, he's like, oh my gosh, this is great, I'm going to take it home. And he starts learning. He never in a million years would dream how many conversations there were of how the format should be, the layout, what should be included, what should not be included. And they just pick up the finished product and whatever it is for $20, $30, you get yourself a nice chumash. You have no idea what really happens, in the back office, in the conversations. And I think that's one of the beautiful things about ArtScroll. They give you a seamless product, it's done. But they put tremendous amount of reflection and thought into it. I'm going to tell you something personal here. That I use the ArtScroll Hebrew Chumash every week to be maavir sidrah. It's large. I use a large one. I like the large letters. I got the Targum. I got the Rashi. But I'm definitely transitioning. This is the way to go. Are you going to have the pocket-sized ones?
I can't give you all the secrets, but you'll have to ask Rabbi Gedalia what's the next steps. But I would imagine we were going to go that way.
Because I just think I'm on a plane and I want to catch up on Shnayim Mikra. For I do Iraisa, so I got the soft, the paperback Gemara that's inside of my thing, but a small Shnayim Mikra, that'd be game changer.
Yeah, keep a lookout for that. I just want to take one step back.
Sure.
Rabbi Moshe Bamberger, who gave me this idea, I went back to him. So Rabbi Gedalia asked me, who's gonna author whatever we need to author? So I said, well, I want to come out with a summary on each aliyah, similar to our program of Shnayim Yomi, to blend what we're doing digitally with this masterpiece. Right. And he said, okay, who's going to write it? So I said, I'm going to give you one name and tell me if you like it. Moshe Bamberger. He was like, done. You got it. Get him starting. So I called Rabbi Bamberger. I said, Rabbi, you gave me this idea. I'm not going to anybody else. I would love for you to take on this project, every single aliyah, and each word, I went through it, and the feedback has been amazing, incredible. It's such an easy read, and in some way, in a paragraph or two on every day's aliyah, he found a way to just make it so simple, smooth, and concise. It's unbelievable.
It's also beautiful because, when you take in a lot of information at the same time, it's hard to retain. But even one paragraph of summary at the end of that experience, it really locks it in. It's beautiful. That's amazing. I want to ask you a question because I found this in my own life, and I wonder if you're getting people to tell you this. I find that inevitably, I'm not going to say every week, but often, something that I learn or something about the parashah and my life, they coincide. There's overlap between them. Are you hearing from hundreds and thousands of people who've had those type of experiences?
Absolutely. We started titling our daily videos with some type of a message. I've been asking the rabbis, can you just give me the title per aliyah? And it's unbelievable. Guys, even before they start watching the video, I would get, I got a message the other day, I think it was called Never Give Up, the message of that day's aliyah from Rabbi Goldwasser. The guy sent it back to me. He's like, you couldn't have sent a better day to send me a video on this day's aliyah. Never give up. So definitely. And I'll tell you that really since this Bereshis, my phone has been blowing up because of this Chumash. I'm getting a second phone now, personal, for my family because I can't handle the calls anymore. But they're only calls, they're good calls. They're great messages and they're WhatsApps and their emails, and it's all about this. And I'm so happy that Hashem really chose me and Rabbi Bamberger and Rabbi Gedalia to team up and to present something to the Jewish people.
Do you have any stories that you could share with us? Obviously, you don't have to say any names of amazing things that happened when people started Shnayim Mikra, or just messages that were otherworldly.
Wow. I do. But I'm just starting to think about all these messages that I got. It's like overbearing.
I'll tell you something funny.
If something comes up, I'll swing it.
I'm interviewing Rabbi Krohn also. Rabbi Krohn sent me like 50 of his stories in the book that he wants me to read. So I read like 25 of them in one shot. And at the end he says to me, which one was your favorite? And I'm like, I don't remember all 25 of them. Okay, you know what? This one was good.
It's great.
That's what happens. Do you view this as like your life mission right now? It's like Hashem put Elad Danino in this world to teach people the concept and the beauty of Shnayim Mikra?
The answer is, on January 1st, 2020, when I was on the subway, that's when I knew. When the guy looked me in the face and he said, "I'm sorry, I just don't have time to do Shnayim Mikra," it was then. It wasn't a question.
I want to get to a different aspect of this, which we didn't have a chance to talk about. This past Zayis HaBracha, when I finished being Mama's sefer Shnayim Mikra, part of me was like, I should make a siyum. Like when I learn Masechta Gemara, or a seder of Gemara is a big siyum, like I'm just going home, okay, I'm having a Yontif meal, that's great because I happen to finish on some Simchas Torah, and I'm going to dance, but I'm gypped. I feel a little bit gypped. Like, maybe I should do something for my family. I don't know. And you somehow figured that out. Tell us a little bit more about your events.
Okay. So this is really one of the things that I love most about Shnayim Yomi, because I'm very social. I love people. And I feel that if a guy does Shnayim Mikra, he deserves a reward. So what we do two things. We do what we call a Shnayim Yomi, Shnayim Mikra kickoff event. It's the beginning, it's usually the first week of the new cycle of Shnayim Mikra. And then at the end of every sefer of Chumash, we'll host a little siyum, to keep guys motivated. We do it in a different city usually. So we've done in LA, we've done in Miami, we've done in Ramat Beit Shemesh. I'll do because we have people everywhere and everybody deserves to celebrate. The Shnayim Yomi kickoff event, which happened at in the beginning of Bereshis this year, was unreal. We were expecting a few hundred people. We had close to 2,000 people. The place was jammed. I had to rent another hall and do a live hookup, and then I opened it up for dancing. Rabbi Feinstein was there. Rabbi Joey Haber was a keynote speaker. Moshe Bamberger spoke.
Rabbi Zlotowitz.
Rabbi Gedalia Zlotowitz crushed it, and I told him.
He always does.
He does. And then we danced with Benny Friedman. I brought a singer from Israel, Naraya Arieli. It's a good friend of mine. It was just, you know what it was? I'll tell you what it was. And to answer your question before, like, what type of feedback do I get? Every single person that left that night was so touched, and I think they all knew for one reason. It wasn't about anybody personally. It wasn't an individual. It was simply, we're all there to tell Hashem, we're in. We know that this has been dormant for so many years, and that's it. We're going to do this together. Every person has a chelik in it, whether you're doing a pasuk, or whether you're convincing someone else to do Shnayim Mikra, or whether you're joining Shnayim Yomi, or whether the Rebbeim. I had about 35 Rabbanim that came into the event, and I had about 10 that flew in from out of town. And I know the rabbi schedules. I know they're extremely busy. For a rabbi to fly on a Sunday morning and come back Monday, it's not simple. To leave Miami, to leave his congregation, it just showed me that they knew the importance. They're not coming for Elad Danino. I know they love me, but they're not coming for me. They're coming for Hashem, and I really felt every single person told me the same thing.
That's incredible. Sounds like you're just starting, and Hashem should give you continued hatzlacha and siyat d'shma. I'm sure He has tremendous nachas ruach from what you're doing. You should go mechayel l'chayel, from strength to strength. And I can't wait until the last Chumash comes out, because I'm sure you have something up your sleeve after that.
We'll find out.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Okay.
Pleasure.